We're going to kick the show off today with Congressman Bill Keating, who's been kind enough to join us. He's going to give us a call. He's on hold right now. We're going to talk to him about some of the events that have been going on in Washington this week. And so, without further ado, good morning, Congressman Keating. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Chris.
How are things?
Well, things are progressing. There's a lot. Every time we talk, you couldn't fit everything into what's transpired in a week, and I think it's continued.
Well, so first of all, I want to again say thank you for breaking the story about the chaplain being pushed out, although now he's been pushed back by the Speaker of the House, and that we had that story because of you here on WBSM probably about 12 or 14 hours before the national media had it. So I want to say thank you, and that's really, really important, and I know our audience appreciates it as well. What is the latest development with the chaplain of the House, Congressman?
First of all, it's a sorry statement that we had to talk about this, and you're right, Chris, that the news of this was breaking among members just as we were talking last week, and members on both sides of the aisle were very disturbed. I was telling Republican members about what had happened, and they weren't even aware themselves. And representatives like Representative Peter King in New York was quite outspoken when they met privately in their Republican conference, they call it, instead of a caucus. And so there were people that were very upset for good reason. Father Conroy, I've come to know, he's a wonderful man. The irony is he does everything but try and seek the spotlight. And I know he's counseled and helped people of all religions, that have come to him with personal problems. Just like any other job, there are people that it's difficult when you're away from home as much as you are going to D.C. And
sure.
People need and take advantage of, spiritual advice at that point and personal advice. I mean, he was more than just a religious leader to the people that they served in Congress and about. He's just a really fine man who's dedicated himself to God and did everything. I mean, I see his picture on TV since we spoke and in the radio, and it's the last thing he could ever imagine himself being, a subject of any controversy. In fact, he's done everything to do that. I think what happened is many of the members were rightfully upset with this. It was going to be addressed coming back, and he's elected by the 200, he's elected by the 435 members of Congress at the beginning of a Congress, and he was nominated by a Republican, John Boehner, and has served, as chaplain in that capacity since that time with no controversy whatsoever. So it seems that a lot of this did spark in the absence of any other information from Speaker Ryan being upset that he asked or prayed for fairness when we're dealing with a tax bill. And unfortunately, it's bringing out some members wanted an evangelical Protestant chaplain and expressed those concerns, actually expressed concerns that I consider to be anti-Catholic, that a person that's a priest and didn't have a family couldn't offer religious support and counseling. That excluded all Catholic priests. And indeed, the comments by Speaker Ryan's aide who addressed the chaplain and told him Speaker wanted him out, that said maybe would be better off without a chaplain that was Catholic. And so...
Really, the Speaker's staff member said that?
That's according to Father Conroy, no doubt. To question his credibility.
I think we can trust the priest.
I think he answers to a higher authority.
Yes, sir, yeah. As you and I do, too. But
what happened in a nutshell, I think, the Speaker of the House might think he has friends in high places, but I think maybe Father Conroy had people in higher places.
Here. So is he back now?
He will be back. What happened is he sent a letter rescinding his resignation. Jesuits, part of the belief, and in all honesty, I'm Catholic, but
we never knew.
Should know that. People should know that. But Jesuit philosophy and beliefs, are one of obedience and And when you have someone in that authority saying it's time to go, your initial thing is to do with that. But I think when all the members, so many of the members on both sides of the aisle, came forth and in support, I think he just said he rescinded it, and he said, if you want to remove me, basically, you can do it the right way, which is take the members of the Congress and have them vote on that. And it's clear in my mind that I wouldn't think there would be many members not supporting Father Conroy. So it was a coercive effort by the Speaker, unfortunately, more personal in nature, that sparked this. And now, quickly, when called on it, the Speaker reversed 180, and now he's embraced him back for the. He said in his release so that we could keep a cohesive, body. But his initial action was certainly not in that direction. So I think there will be no other controversy going forward. There shouldn't have been in the first place, but it's a disturbing direction in terms of tolerance for other religions and faiths that I think we'll have to work through, and I think we will. I work with many other members, off duty when we have dinner together, and that includes, some ecumenical work and some gathering. In fact, I've been out to dinner with groups with Father Conroy. So I think there'll be a bit of healing for some of the comments that occurred last week, but I'm confident we'll be able to go forward.
We're speaking with Congressman Bill Keating, who's our congressman down here on the South Coast and out to the Cape and the Islands. Congressman, so we have been on, I think one of the regular routines we do here, if that's the right word, is on Jared Kushner updating the audience. And of course, the president's new attorney, Rudy Giuliani, America's mayor at one time, has said that, well, I'll let you say it. What did he say about Mr. Kushner? What does that mean?
I know what he said. I don't know what exactly it means. He said Jared Kushner is someone that could be disposable. That's pretty tough statement to make about anyone.
I've been insulted a lot of ways, but never that way. No one's ever,
He did it in the context of Jared getting caught up in legal entanglements. And so that's something we've discussed, Chris, on the show before, because he had the highest security clearance. It was taken away from him. He's not going to get it back. And, it's interesting. I think the last time we spoke, we were just commenting that he's just become invisible. You never see him anymore. He was front and center for so long, and now he's invisible, but there's new facts that are coming out in the press that, again, he wasn't forthright and didn't tell the truth on applications for some of the housing issues he's had, and that's coming out again. I do believe that some of the business entanglements that he had, if they indeed, as some reports have indicated, if it took him to using his official position in the White House to try and help secure loans for himself to pay off that enormous debt he is facing, that's a real problem. That's an abuse of his position for his own benefit.
And it's incredible that the president's attorney would refer to him that way. And Giuliani knows what he's saying when he says things. He doesn't say things. He may sound like he speaks off the cuff, but I don't think that he does. I think he's very deliberate in what he says.
Well, Chris, he's appeared in front of committees that I've been in just in the last couple of years. And I must tell you, just my impression is, I think he's not quite as sharp as he was before. And when he gets Giuliani,
yes.
And when he gets into positions, he can wander. So I don't know how much of what was said was predetermined. It certainly wasn't legally intelligent in some of the things he said. So I wonder what his shelf life will be with this administration. We'll see. But it sparked enormous controversy in such a short period of time, and conflict within the administrations, and distraction. We're doing a lot of important things right now, and we should be focused on a lot of those issues.
We don't have a lot of time with the Congressman today. He's got a very busy schedule. I just want to, before I let you go, Congressman, any thoughts on what's been developing in North Korea?
Well, the turn to diplomacy is a good turn. There's information that, I've known that it's classified in nature, just about the military alternatives and what those results would be by our own intelligence estimates, and it's something that's untenable. So we're moving forward diplomatically. That's a good thing. I want to see the preparation of those talks. But North Korea is a country that you can't trust. It's something that the crux of any agreement, to me, will have to be on its ability to be verified by independent, examinations. And so those are things that we had, and have in the Iranian agreement that were hard to get. And with all the controversy about moving away from the Iranian agreement, those are things we have to have in North Korea. They're not trustworthy. They've gone back with different presidents, with President Clinton and President Bush, and broken their word directly. So we need that verification to make any agreement worthwhile.
We've been speaking with Congressman William Keating, who's our congressman here. Congressman, I know you have a very tight schedule today, so I do want to say thank you for taking some time for us and updating us on what's been going on with the chaplain and with Jared Kushner.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks, Congressman.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.